What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. I hit that like button and hit the subscribe button. Now it's time for us to talk about Rich Paul, the agent and close friend of LeBron James, making statements saying that Chris Bosh, LeBron James, and Dwayne Wade was not a big three. In fact, it was really a big two because Chris Bosh took a step back to allow LeBron James and Dwayne Wade to be the first and second option and really do their thing and get busy, right? For those who don't know, Rich Paul, he was talking to Pat McAfee, and he was saying how, again, he likes a big two more than a big three. And he said, yo, Miami, because he said a big three really doesn't work. And he's like, people would point to Miami and how they won, but it really wasn't that. Chris Bosh took a step down and he allowed LeBron and Dwayne Wade to really be the focal point and the center point of everything. Let me say this. Y'all know I'm a big LeBron James fan, so I know some of y'all gonna come over here hoping and praying and wishing on a star for LeBron. Hate? No, right? But while I'm a LeBron James fan, y'all know I can be very objective. Rich Paul is crazy for saying this. That was absolutely a big three without question. It's not debatable. When Chris Bosh joined the Miami Heat, he was a top 10 player in the NBA. Top 10. I think he was coming off averaging at least 24 points and like 12 rebounds in Toronto. I could be wrong. This is me off the top of my head. Chris was getting busy in Toronto without question. When he came to Miami, yes, he was the third option, and he wasn't averaging 20 points a game, but nobody is going to average 20 points a game, especially in that era, playing with when you have LeBron James and Dwayne Wade as your first and second option. Nobody is going to average a dub at that point in that era of basketball, during that time in the early 2010s. You know what I'm saying? The scores weren't as high as they are now. You had some high scoring games at times for sure. But on average, you wasn't seeing teams just put up 140, 130 on regular. Phoenix Suns and them was doing that in 2007, 2008 and all of that. Golden State was having that time with the We Believe team putting up 120, 130 points because we all know Don Nelson's teams do not play defense. They just score a lot of points, right? But with that being said, nobody finna get a dub. So as the third option playing with LeBron James and Dwayne Wade is your first and second option on the team. So although Chris wasn't averaging 20 points, he was averaging, I think his best year, he might have averaged like 17 points, close to 10 rebounds, which is exactly what Miami needed. Chris is the unsung hero of the Miami Heat story. There were times where LeBron might have got hurt, or Dwayne Wade, might have got hurt, or wasn't playing his best. Chris stepped up in so many ways for them. Defensively, he was rim protecting. He was a shot blocker, but also again a rim protector. He was a rebounder. He tapped the ball out for Ray Allen to hit one of the biggest shots we've ever seen in NBA Finals history. You know what I mean? To send the game to overtime. Right? If Chris Bosh is not there, the game is over with. The Miami Heat lose that game. Because again, Miami did not have a great big man. They had Joel Anthony playing the big. Joel is like 6'9". You feel me? So he was serviceable, but Joel was not he wasn't moving bodies out the way and all of that. Like Chris was everything, but he could stretch the floor with his shooting. All of the above. So many times LeBron drove to the basket and Chris was wide open in the corner for threes so many times, and Chris was knocking that down. He was reliable. It was times where Chris was playing through injury for them. You know what I mean? Because he knew he needed them. In them Indiana Pacers series, oh man, they needed Chris. For David West and them going against David West and them, big David West and them, they needed Chris to be the outlier, the X factor rather. You know what I mean? So nah, Rich. Yeah, Rich, and I respect Rich Paul for getting a lot of brothers paid, because he's getting a lot of black men paid. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. I don't know how the hell Draymond Green got another $100 million deal from Golden State off of the averages he was averaging, another 100 mil, but he got Draymond Green another 100 M's. So I'm all for him because he getting brothers out here paid. He making them organizations fork over that bread. Y'all got it to give. Give my clients that paper. We gonna grab you by the ankles and shake the paper out you. I respect that shit as a black man operating in that business. Get these black brothers paid. I respect it wholeheartedly. You feel me? But nah, Rich out his damn mind. Rich is out his mind. I disagree completely out of his mind. Chris Bosh was everything for them. Yes, LeBron was the straw that stirred the drink. He was the best player on the team by far. Yes, he was. Dwayne Wade, again, was an emotional leader, all of that. I mean, and Dwayne, by like the second year in Miami, after that second year, Dwayne's body started to break down. But Dwayne still was hustle for them. He came up with key 50-50 basketballs. Dwayne Wade was diving on loose basketballs. He was doing a lot of the things that mattered that a superstar needs to do in order to seal the deal. He had great defensive plays. You know what I mean? Hustle baskets, running the floor on plays to get the dunk, the layup, or even throw lobs to LeBron. But again, Chris made everything work well. You know, I can argue, because some people feel like, you know, Stephen A. Smith argues that if Carmelo Anthony is put into place there, they win more. They don't lose to Dallas. And like, maybe they don't, but I don't know if they are more successful than Chris Bosh's than the Miami Heat with Chris Bosh. I don't know if they win three rings compared to two with Chris. They won 2 with Chris Bosh, went to 4 straight finals, 1, 2, and Stephen A. Smith think they could have won 3. Melo was he wasn't a rebounder. He was not the defensive presence that Chris Bosh was, and they needed that. You know what I mean? Especially going against San Antonio. They absolutely needed that type of defense. You know? Hell, they needed it going up against OKC. They needed that type of defense. I mean, even to get past Boston when they went down, what was that, 3-2? You needed somebody to play D and the rebound and the rim protect. And Melo is not a rebounder nor a rim protector. He's a high volume scorer for sure, a volume shooter. And I don't really know how much of a volume shooter he could be on a team with LeBron James and Dwayne Wade in the way he would have liked to be. So yeah, I think Chris really gets he gets overlooked, and he really gets. At times, Chris was looked at as like the weak link in the team, but he really wasn't though. Knowing basketball the way I know, Chris was not. Chris really held them together at times when they ran into bigs in the paint that could do some work. I mean, Chris Bosh going against Roy Hibbert, David West now. You feel me? He battling against Tim Duncan, going up against all these different. Be like, what? Chris down there holding fort. Kevin Garnett now, he going up against them. You feel me? Chris going up against Indiana Pacers and them. Like I said, the Pacers, but yeah, like they needed Chris. They needed him. So yeah, man. But I see people saying this too. I want to get this out. This is why people hate LeBron James, because his friends in the media, and his media friends do this and do that for him. He has so much protection in the media, and he's friends with everybody in the media. This is why people hate him. First of all, why the fuck you letting one grown man's opinion make you hate another man? Okay? That's that man's opinion. For some reason, everybody around LeBron James, when they say something, it's from LeBron. But when Michael Jordan's friends and shit, when they say shit, it's not all. When Kobe Bryant's friends and his close people say shit, it's not coming. It was never coming from Kobe. It was never coming from Mike. But when it's with LeBron James, people around him, it's really coming from LeBron. I wonder why. I wonder the fuck why. Okay? And I know somebody gonna be, you always want to bring up Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. We talking about LeBron. No, because I have to draw comparisons to the bullshit that y'all do, the contradictions y'all make. Because a lot of y'all like, LeBron got all these friends in the media. As if Michael Jeffrey Jordan wasn't hanging with fucking Ahmad Rashad. Ahmad Rashad is one of the biggest sportscasters in the world at the time. Michael Jordan was sipping yak with Ahmad Rashad. That's why, both of their eyes was turning yellow. Okay, they was both getting that yellow eye disease because they was out there sipping yak together. They golfing together. They probably getting on broads together. Ain't no telling. Maybe that's why Felicia Rashad got the hell up out of there on Ahmad. What? He's sitting courtside at games with Michael Jordan. Hey man, I can introduce you to MJ. They was dressing alike. Him and Mike wearing Kango hats and shit. They both members of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. You feel me? How you gonna talk about, oh, LeBron got all these friends in the media? Boy, you ain't never seen LeBron kick it with a media member the way Michael Jordan was kicking it with Ahmad Rashad. Them brothers both was wearing that goddamn Kango looking like extras on New Jack City together. You feel me? Both in there wearing them big ass hoop earrings. You feel me? I got some hoops too, because I got the big hoops too. You feel me? I like that. I like that style. You know? But let's be for real, man. To act like, oh, we don't like LeBron. Did it make you not like Ahmad Rashad? Ahmad Rashad was willing to defend everything for Michael Jordan. Put his neck on the line for Mike. You hear me? Shit ain't no telling. He probably would have cussed out Felicia Rashad for saying some shit about Michael Jordan. Felicia, don't you talk about MJ. Don't you talk about MJ. You hear me? Don't you talk about it. Leave him alone. God damn it. You feel me? I know some of y'all gonna get mad at me saying that. Quite frankly, I don't give a goddamn. You hear me? I don't give a rat's ass if you get mad or not on this mug. You hear me? You're just gonna be mad. Yes, Lord. Speaking of that, we gotta talk about Kevin Gates and his whole Savannah James soliloquy and all of that. Whatever, man. But what's it on my shirt? Peaceful. Anyway, though, yeah. So I disagree, strongly disagree with Rich Paul with his statements regarding Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh was essential for the Miami Heat. He was the X factor without question. Hit a lot of big shots, won a lot of pivotal games. It was games where LeBron was hurt, Dwayne Wade was hurt. Chris Bosh out there getting busy by himself, going for 30, going for 28, 32, 35. Chris was just that lethal. But of course, on a team with LeBron James and Dwayne Wade as the first and second option, during that era in the 2010s, early 2010s, yeah, he's not gonna get a dub because the NBA teams were not scoring 130, 140 on average at that time. You know what I'm saying? They weren't getting to 120, 130 regularly. So of course he's gonna be hovering around 17 points rather than 23 and 24, 25 he was getting in Toronto. You know what I mean? But yeah, I just wanted to give my thoughts and opinions on that with this video. We're gonna have a lot more Sinners talk because I love that damn movie. I've been thinking about that movie since I saw it, and I have to talk about it some more. I can't let that conversation slip about that movie. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to do a live stream and all of that. But yeah, I had to make this video, y'all. Machiavelli Mills TV. Y'all hit the like button. Y'all hit the subscribe button. I'm out, y'all. Peace.